Okay everybody, thank you for pressing play. In this video we're looking at SEEFIN and SEEFINGAN, which are based in County Wicklow. They're pretty easy to find on Google Maps. SEEFIN is actually a passage to them and it's the first peak of this hike, and after that then SEEFINGAN is about a 1 hour walk from there, which is a slightly higher peak again, and it's worth taking in the two of them I think in one go. Again, pretty easy to find on Google. When you're looking from where to start, Google Maps is always going to be useful, but we went on the R759 from Dublin and I looked for Kippure Bridge. So basically, as you're coming along the R759, you've got Kippure Bridge over here on the left. As you approach it, you'll see these signposts, which are pretty mossy at this stage, and that'll be your indication. But you'll actually be coming from this road here. So this is coming from the Dublin side, and you'll hook back left up onto this road here. So you're coming from the road on the left there, and you're hooking back up onto the road on the right here and heading up that way. There's two places then you can stop up there that'll allow you to start your hike. So this is where we hooked back, just along here, and you follow the road up along through here. There's actually one car park you can stop in. It's actually on your right hand side. I videoed it on the way down, so it's on the left, but it's actually on your right hand side on the way up, so you can stop there and start. We came a little bit further on, and we started from just where the car is parked here, and our plan was basically to walk down here and walk up along here, and that'll bring us up as far as SEEFIN, all the way up here at the top. I think this hike is really one that's going to require a medium amount of fitness. So you're looking at probably about 4 hours up and down. And the start off point as well here, this was a really warm sunny day. You're starting off on this walkway along through here. But I would say in the winter, this gets absolutely really wet. So you definitely want waterproof footwear. Really good hiking boots coming along through here. And you know, the ground, it's there's lots of stones and loose rock and stuff like that as well. It's not dangerous or anything, but it's definitely not the easiest hike that you're going to do. So it's so for someone that's maybe done a couple of hikes. As you get to the trees up here, I think you might be able to go around left, but we chose to go to the right of the trees. So we moved over through here. And again, it gets a little bit more difficult along through here, a little bit more fitness required, and you definitely want to watch your footing. And we followed these poles all the way up to the top. And again, like we're saying to you, you're kind of zigzagging. There is a pretty much worn path. It is reasonably obvious, but you're kind of a stepping stone sort of effort as you're walking up. But there's some really nice views then as you get up towards the top. And I reckon you're pretty much talking about maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending at your pace, to get up to SEEFIN, which is the first section of your hike, which is going to be about 620 odd meters, and that's where the first passage tomb is there. And that's kind of where you'd stop off, maybe get a drink, get something to eat as well, or if you have kids with you, you definitely want to hydrate them on a day like today. The cairn itself is probably about maybe 3 metres high and about 80 metres wide, and it was excavated I think first in about 1931, but I don't think any human remains were ever found in it, so probably no one's ever been buried there. Really nice views looking down into Blessington. You can see the lake from there as well. And the prominence with the mast over here, that's Kippure. That's the highest point in County Dublin, because SEEFINGAN, which is the next peak, that kind of straddles the border between Wicklow and Dublin. Moving across from the cairn, you can see there's a pretty worn path. That's pretty obvious that you can walk along, but I would urge you, this is really mucky. And again, we actually did this on a very sunny dry day where the weather had been okay, and it was still really marshy and mucky. So you want waterproof footwear, and I would say in the winter probably hiking poles are definitely going to be useful as well. So that is definitely something you're going to have to prepare on this particular one. Walking up the hill, there's a reasonable incline. It's nothing too difficult. A moderate level of fitness will get you up to the top. And the next cairn that you see then is going to be SEEFINGAN, and that is up at 721 metres. I'm a bit of a stickler for detail on this kind of stuff, and when I looked at Google Maps, I thought the cairn would be the highest point on this mountain, but I believe if you look at your location on Google Maps and then look where SEEFINGAN is actually marked, you'll see there's a bit of a disparity there. So after taking in the views from the top, I looked at Google Maps, I saw I wasn't quite at what was marked as the top. The blue is me on the left and SEEFINGAN's on the right. So way off over in the distance towards Kippure, you can see Kippure with the mast. There's a little pole that I saw further off in the distance, and I walked over there, and according to Google, that was the high point. And from there you could see over to like the Great Sugarloaf and Kippure that we actually talked about as well. So I'm pretty sure that probably is the high point, and then I headed back over to the cairn and headed back down. Anyway, for more guides like this, please do subscribe to my channel. It's only starting out, but you might find some useful hiking guides, and they're all only 4 or 5 minutes, so it gives you a really good idea of what to expect when you go for these mountains. So hopefully the video has been useful, and thanks a million for taking time to watch.